So people often come to therapy when they think they might need to make a big change, they're worried they might need to make a big change, and that is a good time to be in therapy. I mean, as human beings, a lot of the time we basically go through life in a form of autopilot. We're maybe making small decisions, but the big decisions take care of themselves. But once in a while, we kind of run into the system and we find that we have to take full responsibility and make a very big and difficult decision. And that is something which takes time. People don't always realize that. We can decide which type of coffee or pizza we want reasonably quickly, not always that quickly, but reasonably quickly. But to decide which kind of job we should be looking for, working in, which career path, whether to change career path, which sort of person to get into a relationship with, whether to stay in a relationship, whether to remain faithful in a relationship, whether to have children, whether to move country. All of these big questions, they take a lot more time. And part of that time is having the space to explore and to think about all of the issues that are linked to these things, all of the possible consequences, all of the roots of how we got to where we got to, how did we end up where we are such that we need to now make a big change. And these are all the sorts of things that therapy can help with. And it's important to say that often it will turn out that a person doesn't need to make a radical change, that what's needed is more to rethink and appreciate differently the situation that they're in right now. So, for example, someone might be in a marriage which is faltering, and they're maybe afraid that what they need to do is get out of the marriage. And as a result, they're reluctant to engage in therapy because, therapy might have a reputation for making people leave their marriages or abandon their relationships. But actually, therapy can be a place where a person figures out that there is actually a lot of happiness, a lot that's worth saving in a relationship, and to be able to kind of dissect and analyze what the actual specific difficulties are and to kind of work through those and try and patch them up. So life is sometimes quite daunting, quite frightening. Big decisions need to be made, and therapy can help with those, and sometimes making a big change, or sometimes realizing that it's not a kind of external change that's needed, but something inside of us needs to change, and actually our life is all right.